guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing Autumn's Outcast by Jeremy Graves. It is a young adult fantasy book that was published in 2020 around December. It is a world full of minotaurs, fairies, pixies, and everybody, or almost everybody, has some sort of power. Think of like Avatar: The Last Airbender met all the mythos of fairies. So fire, earth, water, air, change, and renewal. The story opens up with Jack and Claire at their lovely little home in a tall, dark castle called the Blood Keep. Yeah, I know, we're already off to a warm, fuzzy start, but its mythos has a purpose. Anyway, so Jack and Claire, they both live in the tall, dark castle called the Blood Keep with their mom, who is the Queen of Autumn. Claire is the maiden, which means she's going to be the queen one day when, the new queen, or the current queen, steps down. Jack is a prince. He doesn't have line of succession to the throne. Anyway, they wake up one day, there's a big giant crash. Jack bursts into his mother's room where the crash occurred, sees a big old rock golem scoop up his mom and step through a portal. Jack is devastated, and after throwing the mother of all temper tantrums, he sits down to breakfast with his nursemaid and with Claire, and they're all just like, where do we go from here? The queen's been kidnapped. While they're having breakfast, a cat with lavender hair, just one little lock, drops on the table and says, yo, I know how to rescue your mom. Come with me and I'll take you to somebody who can send you to the world she got whisked away to. After some hemming and hawing from the nursemaid being like, please don't go. We already have the maiden. We can just make her the queen. Like, yes, it's tragic, but please stay here. I don't want to lose you guys too. Jack and Claire eventually pack up their bags and go off with the cat, Arena, to talk to this Oracle of Wreaths. On their way there, they discover something that's different about Jack. He doesn't just have fire powers. When he was a baby, he got sick. Something in his spirit was, it was hurting him. It wasn't quite right. So we find out that his dad picked him up, ran as fast as he could to the domain of fire, or like the top of this mountain where the fire guardian lives. A rock golem carries Jack back, and ever since he's had fire powers, but something's still not quite right. We explore that, we probe that along the way. And eventually we meet up with someone named Jubal, who's a little gnome with wings, and she's so sweet and cute. And we meet up with Gray, who is a tall, dark stranger from the mundane realm. So the four of them show up at the Oracle of Wreaths house, and she says, please just call me Isabel. I don't need those fancy titles. Isabel is physically 12, but she's been around for centuries and centuries and thousands of centuries. She is so old, but because she is a portal master and she can go to other worlds, so to speak, where time goes faster and slower and even backwards is a possibility. She just didn't age, at least not quite as fast. She looks at the four of them and says, hey, Gray, Jubal, I know you guys mean well, but where the queen's been whisked off to, you have to have a special spirit, and only Jack and Claire can survive. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever, well, guess we'll chill here with two special dragons they picked up along the way. They stay there with them, and Jack and Claire learn about the world that their mom got whisked away to. There is just miasma in the air, like you cannot breathe. All the trees are dead. All the animals in life are dead in this place because something called the Black March whooshed in and just killed everything. Jack and Claire are like, okay, that's cool, Black March, cool, whatever. Can we have our mom back? Claire is a little more diplomatic about that. She has the reputation of being very, not conniving. She has a good heart. She means well. But it is a running joke throughout the series. You don't negotiate with the Banshee of Autumn. You don't negotiate with the Maiden of Autumn because you will lose every time. And then Jack, like, why say 30 words when you can just say one? That's literally his, that's his method of everything. Anyway, so they're like, yeah, sure, we'll go. They jump through the portal, they hike up the hill, and they find the Mad Queen Gwinnet's castle. Now, here's where we find all the spoilery stuff, like why she kidnapped her, and what is the Black March, and what are her motivations, and can they actually save Mom? That's where all that stuff happens, and I will not spoil that because it's just, it was a good scene. And the rest is spoilery, the rest you'll just have to find out on your own. There's a lot more juicy stuff than I'm saying, because you know me on this channel. I don't spoil nothing. Unless I put a title up about it. You know, see the previous video for that. Who is this book for? Who is this book not for? Well, if you love fairies, if you love adventure, the idea of seeing how basically like 5 different spirit powers work in a realm and all the little intricate flavors of it. If you have seen all those interact, this book's for you. Like, I know I said there's like air, there's water, there's fire, there's change, there's renewal, there's earth, but there's like sub aspects. So for water, there is a pressure, there is a flood, there is a trickle, there is, for wind, there's a tempest, I believe there's a tornado that might also be tempest. There is gentle breeze, like there's different levels in each one, which is such a big brain thing to be like, I'm gonna have all of these, and then I'm gonna have subtypes, and here's how they can fight each other, and who's more powerful and not. Just more brain power than I have. Good on Graves for being able to hold all of that in his head as he's writing these stories. This book is also for you if you are between the ages of 15 and 30, I'd say is about the range for this. In book 1, it's completely family friendly. Like, I have no traditional trigger warnings in terms of that. Who is this book not for? One specific niche population of society who does not do magical creatures, this book is not for you. This series, sadly, is not for you. Everybody else, please, like, yeah, enjoy the book. I give Autumn's Outcast like a 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 stars. The only thing that's making me say 4 is I honestly enjoyed the second book so much more. Graves was coming into his writing style. He was learning how he wanted the characters to present and how to word it well when he was writing Autumn's Outcast, and he levels up in his writing skill in book 2. If you want to give this book a read, I'm going to leave a link down below. You can buy the book and read it. I don't think it's in any public libraries because it just came out in December and it was self-published, so give Graves some love. Go read the book. I highly recommend it. I'll see you guys later. Bye. If trying to film this review has taught me anything, it's that if you know the person that has wrote the book, maybe you shouldn't review it. Maybe you should consider just leaving a comment on their store page to show your support, because maybe you'll get too nervous that if you get one little thing wrong, they either won't like you anymore or they'll be down in your comments saying, you got this wrong, you got that wrong, even though you know that's not what this person's like. So yeah, that's been a growth process on this channel. I'm just leaving this at the end of the video for anyone that listens to it. But yeah, let this be a warning. You wanna do a hobby that puts your opinions on record? Maybe don't make opinions about stuff that the people you know make. Or get over this insecurity. One of the two. You guys will find out soon which one happened. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you to the one of you who watched through to the end. Probably Jeremy. Thanks, Jeremy. Your book's great.